well, I have to find one to go into that isn't going to have people join. Oh, I've died.
Wait, ain't you streaming?
I'm doing comms, yeah. Just doing comms. I've joined here so I don't have to do it in GT Sport Chat.
Oh, okay. Right, that's fine. Have fun.
In a bit. Hello, Addy. Spectate. Just sorting this all now on its average J. Yeah, right. We should be good to go. Hello, Leon. Change camera target. I can do it here. Right, I'm just getting used to doing everything for Tier 1 because I have never done this before. So, welcome. It is the first time that we are doing proper comms, or anyway, or live comms. I am commentating, yeah. You just raced me, but that's the reason why Tier 2's gone first. I'm doing comms for this. We're doing Dragon Tail. This is Tier 1. Tier 2 just went on. The things are going... It's my video of it going up soon. I did... Yeah, sure, Mike, sure. Should see the times getting set. Soon enough, we go through. Look at that IKEA livery. I'm finding it more interesting to go through everyone's liveries. Pretty sure Rainbow Energy is the closest, so we're going to watch this. Yeah. So this is the first time we've done live comms for this. Hello, extras. Yes, there's two tiers. The tier we've just done and the faster guys. Yeah, they're all Mazda on a Saturday. Monday night is GR3, where that's where you see the difference in cars. So qualifying is as simple as this. We just started about 3 minutes ago. At 40 or 22, sorry. That'll be realistically it. Everyone will go on the final flying lap, and then we'll have an 8-lap race. After that, we do one shot and a 20 long lap race. Oh, Rainbow looks like he's made a bit of a mistake. This is live racing. This is live racing. This is as we go. This is what they've only just started, Addy. As you can see, that's why it's the chat. You can see the chat and everything. As for replay options, look, just going along, everything's sorted. Looks like 39 flat for Rainbow in the first sector. As per the F1 that I usually do on a Tuesday and Thursday, comms, we stay with the first person's fly out lap and then flying lap. That way we get, in a bit, Addy, in a bit. That way we get to get everyone on pretty much. See people that are following each other down into turn 3 and 4 and someone screwed up. With 1:15.065 through the first two sectors, they come down to the chicane now. We've got a decent camera angle for this actually. GT Sport's got a bit of different camera angle. There's a bit of a couple of sausage curves there for Rainbow. See what he can do coming around the final corner. Should be in third gear. And he's just drifting and is in a wall. Rainbow's in a wall. That's an unfortunate way to end his first lap. Let's watch average J. This is commentary for Tier 1, yes. Tier 1 on a Saturday. Yes. That's a nice... I actually like that livery. The darkened cross actually suits this car pretty well. Let's see what he's going to do for the chicane. And we've just gone through the second sector. Like his lap is pretty slow actually. Raging Mage 49.6 is currently fastest. So we've kind of got audio on a lap coming now. See what he's going to do in his red, white and black Mazda. Down the final straight, it's not a particularly great lap. Maybe just setting up for another one. Simon's in the pit. Mooshalot has just done a 48.221, which is, I'd like to say, yeah, 1.3 seconds back. Or 1.4 seconds quicker than Raging Mage, if you can English. Yeah, no, that's fair. I love the party chats when it goes on. Let's go continue on watching Mooshalot's laps, if he's doing a flying one or not. He is doing a flying one. He's faster through the first sector. A little bit of drifting around the corners. Should be following on the back of average J. He's probably slowed his lap down and he might have backed out of this now. We'll switch to whoever's at the back there. Audio is following Mooshalot at the moment. What's his second sector time coming up to the line for the second sector? And it's far slower. Alright. Mage has a penalty, so his lap's dead. Let's have a look at Deep Forest. Yeah, Deep Forest. Get the right track this time, Speed. Brands Hatch, I don't even think is on the calendar. I could be wrong. In a bit, Leon. Simon on his outlap, so we'll look at BR4. Let's see what BR4 is doing. Going through the second sector. His fastest at 49.7, puts him fourth at the moment. You weren't that bad. I've Nürburgring. I actually don't know if the Nürburgring's on the calendar. Gran Turismo calendar. BR4 comes into the pits. Let's see what Logan's doing. 51.3 is his fastest. Nürburgring is not. Nürburgring's on the Monday calendar. Logan coming down the straight, doing a 48.7, puts him second. Less than half a second behind Mooshalot. Oh, that was a collision there. Right into the wall. Right into the wall. What has happened here? Skittles McNasty. What a name. What a name. In the black and white Mazda. Currently fastest done a 51.9. Probably need to improve that a little bit if he wants to challenge. He is doing by about 1.5 seconds at the moment through the first two sectors, going down in chicane. See if he touches any of the curbs. He doesn't get on the sausage curb there anyway. Looks like a pretty fairly good chicane. See what he can do through the final corner. This time we saw Rainbow lose this a little while ago. See if McNasty's going to do the same. A little bit of a drift, but it looked like he's kept it intact. Down the straight. Let's see what time he can put up. He's going to put up a 50.2. Puts him half a second behind BR4 at the moment. Let's have a look at Sammy, who in turn has decided he doesn't like the corner. That's a really nice corner there, Sammy. Quickest lap of 153.992. Shouldn't be too long before we go and see the end of the qualifying session. Actually, that's a nice sausage curb. Sammy's having a fun time by the looks of it. BR4's got a penalty, as you can see the camera behind. Sammy with no traction controls, blatantly obvious here. He's losing it through some of the corners, including the last one here. Got just sliding down the straight, posting. Doesn't look like to be a competitive time. And it's a 53.7 that's not going to put him anywhere near anything. Nobles and Trucker are in a wall. I assume that means at the end of the Yeah. You're going to do the F1 evaluation. Go ahead. That's not bad. Not a bad idea. We're on the last one. On the last set of laps. Who's the closest to the line? So as it stands, Mouchelot is he setting a lap. Mouchelot's done. Trocker is done. Rainbow coming up now. That raging in front of him. It is raging in front of him. 1:49. So the fastest lap so far is a 48.2 by Mouchelot. Mage is currently a quarter of a second up. Going through the chicane one last time. And gets on the sausage curb. And that might just ruin his lap. Yep, that's the end of his lap. Gets a second penalty. Rainbow behind him. Looks like he's flying a little bit. It's 1:49.3. So currently the fastest lap we have is Mouchelot, then it's Trocker, then it's Rainbow, who seems to be wanting to put up a faster time here. Sammy's finished up his. And it's going to be a 49.1 for Rainbow as he definitely solidifies third. We've got Trocker did a 47.3, Mouchelot 48.2. It's 48 for Logan. Here we go. Proper race now. False starts will be penalised. Let's see if someone makes mistakes and jumps it. Only got, looks like 9 on the grid. Or 10 on the grid even. Maybe a little bit more, actually. Here we go. We've got 5 red lights. It's lights out. Away we go. For the first time this season in the Mazdas for Tier 1. As Mouchelot gets off very nicely. It looks like Mage had got off decently as well. Rainbow is going to have his second place taken off him by the looks of it at the moment. Mage coming down the straight to try to look to catch up to Mouchelot. It's about a quarter of a second clear. Rainbow's right on the back of these three as they go into this group of corners for the first time, as you see a couple of people at the back there sliding their way through, including Nobbles, who has got very unsteady. And it looks like Logan has just fell right down the... Yep, he has. Logan span. Skittle is at the back of the grid minus Logan, the one that didn't spin. Average Jade's within a second, or was within a second of BR4, is slipping back as McNasty looks to try and close in on him. We've got a few overtakes happening here. Let's go on this battle here between Sammy, BR4 and Nobbles. As it looked like BR4 just had a nightmare of a corner, and Sammy and Nobbles are going to go at it now. They're going to be within 2/10 of each other. Let's see what we can get racing down the straight. Into the chicane. Are we going to get a move? We are not going to get a move. Looks like they've widely not gone for it. Nobbles getting a little bit squirrely out of the chicane there. They looks to try and pull it in on Sammy. He does quite well. He looks like he's in front momentarily. These three go all the way around the corner together. Nobbles is a little bit drifty. And these three now go down the straight neck and neck. Like RDO has span in behind. Yes, RDO span at the back of the straight there. In a wall. Gonna have to sort his car out to see the smoke at the back. Got BR4. BR4 and Nobbles going into turn 2 together. See if BR4 is going to have the position he does. BR4 is going to take 5th. I mean, I could only show you the race. I mean, I can, but there's no like safety cars or anything. Which there goes BR4. There goes BR4. He's saved it. He's done enough to save his position, well, minus Nobbled, but he's slid right through the corner there. Going up the grid, Mouchelot still in control of the race through lap 2. He closely followed behind Raging. By Raging, sorry. And Rainbow and Simon now going at it. Looks like Raging's struggling on the exit of the corner. Rainbow didn't look a lot better either. About half second. About a second between Mage and Mouchelot, and then half a second between the other guys. It's looks like that was 6 seconds quicker with that. Oh, a couple of guys taking that sausage curb, and Simon's in a wall. Simon's going to pay the biggest price for that sausage curb. Looks like BR4's taking it as well. People are going to have to learn very quickly that that sausage curb is going to murder you if you go over it. We've had a couple of guys into the wall. Rainbow looked like he went a little bit wide through the final corner. He's going to have to serve his penalty now and drop off the back of Mushalot and Mage, sorry. I keep reading two separate things and putting their names together. What am I doing? Look down the list. Nobbles is still only 8/10 ahead of BR4 in 6th. These two go around the second corner. Where's BR4's back end almost gave way there. Still a couple of guys going at it at the front. Sammy and McNasty are going at it now. Here we go into turn 3. Are they going to go side by side? They're not going to go side by side. Probably a wide idea through these corners. McNasty's a little bit laggy over there. You see him just teleporting back and forward every so often. He's still with Sammy. Should expect something to happen soon enough, unless Sammy begins to pull away. McNasty took that corner a bit better as Sammy just slid through it. These two still going at it well and truly. See what kind of battle we can get. Hopefully we get something as good as the overtaken from tier 2. Or some of the overtaken from tier 2. See if McNasty's going to be able to pull in enough. Going to the chicane. Sammy is a bit slower than his fastest lap. McNasty is a bit too far back to make anything work, and he's lost time as well. Ardio and Logan and Joe. Joe is just sliding. Joe is just spinning, and he's in a wall. He's 41 seconds back. He's in a wall. It's not a great look for him. As McNasty and Sammy are still going at it. Going through the final corner this time with Slipstream. It's going to be a move happening here. Slipstream is pretty powerful, as found out in the other tier. Going... yeah, he's spun out quite a lot there. Especially average J has. And here we go. To the inside, McNasty. He's going to get switched back because he's looked to send it a bit too deep into turn 1. And Nobles and BR4 switched positions. In the meantime, we've been looking at the battle. These two go too wide again down the straight. McNasty seems to have the edge. And he's going to have the edge. And he looks like he went a little bit deep, but saved the car from sliding. I don't think he is. I don't think he is. It might look like it, though. McNasty and Sammy are still going at it. These two, sorry, have been going pretty much the entire race. We're on lap 4, so we're halfway through the first race. It's been a great battle between the two of these, and we're going to get another one. Are we going to get... No, we're not. He's slightly too far back to make the move down the inside work. Skilled McNasty is going to stay in 7th for the moment in time. What's going on between everyone else? It looks like everyone else is a bit out of range, so we'll go back to the battle between McNasty and Sammy. It looks like McNasty loses his rear a little bit through the chicane. Sorry, I choked on my water earlier. My throat's still a bit messed up as a result. So McNasty still has 7th. So the whole of 7th anyway. Sammy's going to make work to try and change that fact. Slipstream is alright down here, but the longer we go, the more it probably favours McNasty here, as he's starting to pull away. Now outside of the second, it may have got a bit wide through that corner. Yeah, he's lost a bit of time to Sammy, who then lost it because he went deep through turn 2. What's happening down the grid? So, average, and then Logan's still in 10th, who's not had the greatest of days. Ryan in 9th, who's had not recovered very well from his spin at all, to be honest with you. Sammy is 2 and a bit seconds off the pace of McNasty now, who's up the road. Never thought I'd say this, but mon the nobles. Hello again, Addy. It's now 3 seconds between McNasty and Sammy. This fight was great, and McNasty has started to pull away. Everyone seems to be decently spread out, minus Simon and Rainbow. We might have a little bit of a new battle going on. BR4 slowly and catching up in the distance back there. Into the chicane. Can Rainbow Energy hang on? We're in lap 5 of 8. It doesn't look like Rainbow Energy's taken that set of corners at all. And through the final corner, he still managed to keep his time ahead of Simon. So he's done well. There wasn't a particularly great chicane. He probably might be kicking himself if it ends up leading to Simon getting in front of him. A nice silver Patronus, slightly different to the Patronus that me and Extras race in Tier 2. About half a second between these two. What's going on elsewhere? Nothing really pushing towards each other at the moment. You got Sammy closing in on McNasty again. But these two might be about to have a interesting battle. Simon looks to get himself on a podium. Rainbow goes deep into turn 5, I believe that is. And Simon's going to try something. He might have too much speed into the corner there. He's not been able to make anything work because he just went a bit too deep and didn't capitalize on Rainbow's error in the couple of corners beforehand. Rainbow going just not hitting an apex through that hairpin there. As it's going to allow for BR4 to get into the mix as well. BR4 is just tacking on to the end of this little battle. We're on lap 6 of 8. We've got a 21 lap one to go later on, as Rainbow is just sat here defending his position from Simon, who is creeping ever so slightly closer. And as soon as I say that, Rainbow hits the sausage curb on the first part of the chicane. It looks like Simon's done the same. Rainbow does get a penalty, and Simon doesn't. That's a bit questionable. BR4 is definitely going to be in line to take advantage of both of this. Because here comes the slight deceleration needed from Rainbow to satisfy his penalty. It's going to allow Simon back into the battle with him here. But BR4 behind him is now going to have a real good shot at these two. We had a 2-way battle between McNasty and Sammy before. We now have a 3-way battle for the final podium spot. Going into lap 7 of 8, you see Mage going into turn 3 in the bottom of the screen. It looks like Simon's got a bit all out of order again, and BR4 is going to make the move this time. Simon's not had the greatest of laps. BR4 is going to take 4th. That's a decent move there. It didn't look like a little bit much contact, if I can actually speak English most often. But Simon's going to probably regret that last lap by the end of this race, because he has made a few critical errors. He's still on the back of these two though, so he's still in with a shout. These three going at it now. I'm going to go on BR4's perspective. They go down the straight as BR4 pulls alongside Rainbow now. Looks like he might get in front with the use of the slipstream. Oh, he was earlier in the straight. And we go into the chicane. BR4 is in front. Rainbow has just dropped in behind. He tried to make a switch back where he doesn't get it. BR4 is a little bit slidey out of the fight, second to last. It looks like we're going to go one more lap, and these are not giving up. Rainbow down the inside of the final corner alongside BR4. Here we go. It looks like Rainbow's got in front. Rainbow has got in front, but BR4 looks to make the slipstream work to his advantage. BR4 to the outside, Rainbow to the inside. BR4 has gone very deep. It allows Simon back into it. Rainbow has the position on the final step of the podium at the moment. BR4 slightly leads Simon, but is going into deep into turn 1, has allowed Simon into this freeway battle again. BR4 gets on the curb, has lost a little bit of time. He's also got way too much speed into turn 5, and it's going to allow Simon to go at him again. And it's going to allow Simon to make a move this time. Has he been able to hold the move though? He hasn't. BR4 got back in front. He's going for a switchback. And BR4 closes the door. That was almost great from Simon. But it's allowed for Rainbow to get off into the distance. Simon gets on the grass again. He closes it into BR4, but Nobles is 11 seconds ahead of McNasty, so he's going to keep that position. Rainbow has done exceptionally well to hold his position on BR4 in the last couple of laps, and then be able to capitalize on it to try and get that final. Oh, you see Average Joe in the wall a lap down. As we go on Mushalot's camera for the last 2 corners of this sprint race. We've had a decent couple of battles. I've enjoyed this. I've enjoyed this quite a lot. Mushalot round the final corner for the sprint race. Coming down the straight, no one in sight. Mushalot's going to take the first race of the season. The sprint race here in Dragon Trail goes to Mushalot. The probable favourite going into this takes round 1, even though we've got the feature race to come, and that probably throws a more of a different strategy in it. Major's going to take second. Rainbow's going to hold on for third. BR4's going to take the 4th position from Simon, who looked to make BR4 pay for his last lap mistakes, but couldn't do it. Nobles is going to take 6th after relatively a lone race, so to speak. McNasty's going to take 7th after his battle with Sammy. RDO is then going to take 8th after Sammy is... him and Sammy were going at it by the looks of it, going into the last couple of corners. Sammy's going to take 9th. Trocker's going to take 10th. The final person to actually score points. Average Joe's going to take 11th. So we are finished here for the sprint race. We had some very good battles there, I think. Don't know about you guys, but I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that. Mushalot on a dominant performance though. Absolutely dominating the sprint. If it's anything like that in the actual race, then the rest of this tier might have a problem. We might have to exit spectator mode now. Yeah, we're gonna exit spectator. I enjoyed that. I hope I did the battles justice there, to be honest with you, because we had the battle between McNasty and Sammy for the first part of the race, which was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant as those two tried to jostle for position. And then we had the battle later on in the race, where we had Rainbow, Simon, and BR4 going at it for good, solid 3 or 4 laps. These two, BR4 and Simon made quite a lot of mistakes. Simon's came early in the race, almost made BR4 pay for his last lap antics. We should be going into another lobby now. Yep. Are we changed the thing here? Yep, the host has ended the game. Where's McNasty? Let me see, let me just type into Discord a minute. I had entertainment for pretty much all of that, to be honest with you. Why is someone right? Why? To those watching the stream, put in chat, just why? Sardegna, on buses. Why? 15 rounds of the Daytona. Alright. Carts round the Northern Isle. Training in Lagos. That's familiar. Showrooms of Only Friends. That's someone's done a season 1 round 1. Wait for those people nicely named A. Round Monza. Frazimodo. The first race of Derby. You know how we did the sprint, the 8 laps, and then we did a second race, the 20 lap one. That's what we're moving on to now. We're on to the 20 lap one. We're waiting for Ryan to set a lobby. That way we can have a good look. It's not over, by the way. Not close. No, we're not even close. We're not even halfway through. Well, technically we are because we're 1 of 2 races through, but we're not actually halfway through everything that goes with that. That wasn't bad. That was definitely better than I was expecting it. Dragon Tails reverse. Let's go into the lobby and spectate. Right, so to explain this second race, whilst everyone's going at it, everyone's just joining in and everything. To explain this second race, if you were in Tier 2, you know. But for this one, we get a singular lap. Every single person in the lobby gets to set 1 flying lap. That will decide the grid. You will go there for 21 laps, as it says on the screen. They go an extra lap than Tier 2. And as they do the 21 laps, you have to do F1 style. You have to pit onto a different set of tyres. So a pit stop is possible. Oh, mandatory even. Should be pretty interesting, because there's quite a variation of strategy when it came to Tier 2 earlier, considering soft went off for pretty much around lap 10. Now, there might have been my soft go off for lap 10, but that's the only thing I can go on. But we'll wait for things to happen here. This race, display race info, display all. Yeah, I went soft till lap 10 and then went mediums for the rest of it. Display driver names, displaying as online IDs. Everyone's got 1 lap. I'm waiting for people to go out. See down the list. Yep, just going down the list. No one's got out yet. McNasty's the first one. Everyone can go now. So we should see Nobles. Here we go. Nobles is the first one we'll watch. He goes out for his out lap and then we'll watch his flying lap. You didn't buy the sports tyres. Oh, that's unfortunate. It's really unfortunate. Penalty for Nobles. Did he cut the pit lane? That's a bad idea. That's also not how you do that, Nobles. Let's watch BR4 then. BR4 is going to be the first one to go out and set his lap. Oh! Is that rain? You can't get rain here. You can get rain here. We were just lucky. We're going for rain there. Well then. I am not going blind here. Yeah, no, it's rain. I can see the pattern on the track. That is... Yeah, no, we got lucky. We got lucky. I didn't think you could get rain on Dragon Tail. Oh, if you're on softs now, you're... Might be in a bit of a pickle here. Don't think anyone was anticipating a bit of rain. Nah, this track is fine. Apparently they added rain to Dragon Tail now. Trail, sorry. The spectators got lucky, yeah. No, you're right. I may or may not have messed that up. when I was saying that, I did mean the drivers were unlucky. We definitely get lucky watching this, especially if some people end up spinning out with the track probably getting a bit wet. The problem is it's one shot, so whether the track will be wet enough to affect anyone by the time everyone's done the lap is a different story. See what times everyone can put up on a single lap. You should, it's good fun. It's good fun. It's definitely good fun. It's probably better if I was in a party or something, but each to their own. BR4 on his actual lap now, coming through turn 2. Doesn't look like he's gone deep. Kept it in the white lines. 70 seconds through the first of the bridges. Yeah, I know, it's a real shame. I was enjoying watching the F1. The Max Leclerc battle is it's one that excites me, definitely. BR4 went a bit wide through the turns 3, 4 and 5, but he's kept the car on track enough to keep his lap going. BR4 coming through the second sector now. Here's the first one. We'll switch to Mage afterwards, then go down the list as we go along. Someone right at the back, that's your pace setter for the everyone's only got one lap thing. BR4 is drifting through the hairpin rather than actually turning. Also, I think the rain might have stopped. I don't see any more rain. Maybe it might be blind, but I don't see any more rain. So we're going as it is. Sorry, hit the wrong button because I forgot the actual D-pad does something on this game. BR4 sliding through the first chicane. Goes through the second one now. And goes through to the final corner. Here's the benchmark. Where are we going? Whereabouts are we going for the benchmark? Want to put your guesses in before BR4 gets to the line? I reckon it's about 149. Here we go down the line, and it's a 48.6. Nicely done. Mage does a second slower. There's Rainbow with 150. RDO down the straight now, going for it. He's slower than BR4. He's gone third. Let's see what Logan could do. Mouchalot not that far back. Logan with a 49.6. Mouchalot with about a 2/10 quicker lap, but he puts himself on pole with 48.5. RDO's finished. Rainbow's finished. McNasty coming down the straight now with a 53. Not particularly great. Simon, let's see if he can try and put himself anywhere near the front on a 52. He's going to keep his 7th. Noble down the final corner. Done a 140 down here, so I think his lap's going to be pretty slow. We'll see what Average J is doing afterwards. It's a 150.9. Average has done a 57, and Sammy is over the grass for some reason. He probably went wide into the final corner, and the final lap of this time is going to be put in 6. He done a 50.8. That's not too bad. So 48.5 is pole. Mouchalot again, but BR4 gave him a run for his money this time. Rolling start, which probably benefits Mouchalot more than anyone else. Let's have a decent camera angle on Mouchalot. Rolling start. Lap 1 of 21. Around Dragon Trail. Gardens reverse. For the final part of this first week in GT Sport. GT7, sorry. It's GT Sport. Not happening anymore. Mouchalot got off very quickly. It's lights out, away we go, even though we're doing a rolling start. And it's about 5/10-ish to BR4, who's got Trocker behind him. Looks like Mage is right on the back of Logan. Down into turn 3 we go. Everyone seems to be close together. The two Petronas cars in the back there. Like Rainbow and Nobles. Yeah, it is. These BR4 at the front have got off to a decent start, not really pulling away from each other. RDO is just the buffer between that and the rest of the field at the moment. And Raging gets on the final curb, and that's not a good idea. It's made him spin a little, but he saved the car. That rain again. We've got rain again, boys! We've got rain again! Let's see if we can get proper rain this time. Actual rain that will affect the race itself. Logan over the curb. It's a bad idea. The curves here will make you regret the choices. Mage goes very deep into the hairpin. He's made the mistake. They're going to allow for Logan to stay in front. Go down the grid. We've got Sammy and Rainbow this time. I would assume wet tyres would be the best to go on if it gets too wet. I don't think they have to use it, but each to their own. Sammy going down the inside of a Rainbow. It doesn't look like there was any collision there. Sammy just lost a little bit of time, as Rainbow's going to take 7th. Hopefully try to build a little bit of a gap going here. Going down the grid, we've got a little bit of gap. Sammy and Noble going again. Mooshalot with a 54.1 fastest lap so far. Doesn't look like there's been any overtakes to the front of the grid. Everyone seems to be relatively close together. Sammy's too far back to make a move into turn 1 or turn 2. We've got rain, so it is going to be very much whether or not you can control the car now. Sammy a bit further back than you probably would have anticipated. About 3/10 going into the 3rd corner. Rain should make this one very interesting if we get it for long enough. Sliding everywhere. Here the tyres screeching at this point. It's about 3/10 of a second still. Sammy thinks he's got to run. See if he's going to be able to make anything work. He's going to try it anyway. Down to the inside, but he's too far. He's not going to. He backed out of the move. See what's going on up the grid. Oh, we've got a fight here between BR4 and Mage, as BR4 looked like he dropped back from Trucker off the start. Here we go. Up the straight. We've got 0.2 of a second here. I wish I had something that shows me the distance, or the spectator, but distance between everyone. That way I can go easily. Raging to the inside. Looked like Logan and Raging took the curb and probably made the mistake out of that. It's a very dangerous game you play if you go onto the sausage curb around that chicane. We are still getting rain. Still looks like it's faint for the moment. Major was sliding quite a bit out of that one. Yeah, you can see the rain is starting to be on track now, as everyone's starting to kick things up. BR4 and Mage gonna fight each other now. Into turn 1. Into turn 1 we go. Mage is in the inside. And we're gonna go for a switchback. BR4! Oh, what a move! Looks like Mage went deep into turn 1, but that switchback from BR4 is brilliant. Capitalizing on what might have been a mistake. And now got a straight shot at Logan. As Mage does not seem to be coping with the wetter ground than the other two here. Mooshalot is way up the road already. 3.5 seconds up the road. What's going on between... looks like Nobles and RDO are going at it. I wonder what it is as well, to be honest with you. I don't think I've ever driven wet tyres, minus Austria in GT Sport, which we don't ever talk about. It's about 0.4 of a second off of thing. Let's see if anything's happened here. Looks like Mage is back onto the back of BR4, who isn't that far off Logan himself. Going down the straight into the end of Sector 2, beginning of Sector 3, and the chicane coming up. These two go into this thing. RDO and Nobles. Nobles not making anything work. Mage is going to try it. Round the outside of the chicane. Alongside BR4. Looks like he got pushed onto the curb. It's going to take his seat behind BR4 now. Well, he looked like he would have, but now he's on the curb on the final corner. Going to give BR4 some more problems. He's actually got the move done here. These two trying to fight each other back into turn 1. BR4 is going to pull alongside again. BR4 to the outside. We saw the switch back in the last corner. The last time these guys went around this corner. It doesn't look like we're getting switched back again. It looks like Raging on the inside is finally going to get that move done on BR4. It looks like Noble's got the move done on RDO in that battle. That when we were looking at the battle between the three in front, Rainbow is trying to tack himself onto the end of RDO, so a little train forming. Noble's about just short of 3 seconds off the back of the first 4. It's like Nobles has just set his best for sector. Also, I think we can get rain at Dragon Trail. I don't think we can get substantial rain at Dragon Trail, which is a shame because I wanted to see how that would have affected everything, but we're not going to get to see it. McNasty, Simon. Not anything happening here. Rainbow's trying to catch up to the end of RDO. Let's have a look at the front here. Logan's broke a gap between him and Raging, who is trying to stop himself being taken over by BR4 yet again. These two been going at it. That's a sausage curb. You don't want to do that. That is not how you take that chicane. See Mage's car just fly for a little bit, and he's got within a second again of Logan. That's overtake button right now would be nice for him, but doesn't exist on Mazdas. We've got not clear skies, but doesn't look like it's going to be raining anytime soon. As Raging goes very deep into turn 1. He's going to allow BR4 to put himself beside him again, or just in behind him. Might have a shot into turn 3. See RDO and Rainbow in behind. Those two went at it, and it looked like Rainbow came off best as he tries to now catch his teammate. Mage and BR4 slightly off the pace of Logan. Logan did not get very well out of turn 5. Car slid quite a lot, and now Raging's going to take advantage, or try to at the very least. The BR4 just got all that first corner in the second sector all wrong. Now dropped out the second of Mage, who's trying to fight Logan for second place. But Logan is 7 seconds off of Mushalot. Mushalot is flying. Half a second between Mage and Logan now. Go down the list. BR4's within a second, and everyone else is outside, so we can stick with the fight for second. Mage really likes that sausage curb. He's trying to get over the top of it, but as soon as you try and get over the top of that sausage curb, you made a mistake. It looked like half a second. Mage is going to lose half a second on the penalty here. So BR4's got a real shot at him. Going to open the gap quite wide between him and Logan. Here we go down the straight with Slipstream, and the fact that Racing is now going to have to slow down because of his penalty has allowed for BR4 to make his way on through in the lead up to turn 1 and keep it going through turn 2. Real question is whether or not he can keep it for long enough that he's able to actually make the position his own this time. The IKEA livery with Raging behind him. We've got Mage, obviously the same team as RDO back in 8th. Mage and BR4 go at it again. BR4 to the inside. However, Mage going for a switchback. In turn hits BR4 because he hit the curb and got his car unsettled. Here's BR4 and settles his car. And now they're side by side again. As BR4 might have squeezed Raging a little bit there through onto the grass. Might have been a little bit more collision between BR4 and Raging, as these two go alongside each other up the straight. Really close. Look at the side there. Oh, literally neck and neck. literally neck and neck as we come down the straight. There is no time to separate them. BR4 will have the nicer exit because he's on the inside. If he didn't hit a sausage curb, that would be. These two are going to go hammer and tong at each other the entire way back, and it's allowed Logan to open up a 2.5 second gap up there in second. This has just now predominantly turned into a battle for third. Don't forget, everyone still has to make pits, so still could be rather interesting to see people go onto different tyres. We've got clear as day skies now. Not possible of rain anytime soon. Mage to the inside. Mage goes way too deep. It's also forced BR4 way too deep. Gonna take third. As a result, Noble is 2.5 seconds off the pace. He might be looking to try and make something work here as these two are fighting every lap. Rainbow looks like Flying Sammy got audio a while back. These two within a second go down the list. Got Skilled McNasty and Average J going at it now. Here we go, through turn 1. Are we going to get anything? No, we're not. He's a little bit too far back. Down up the grid. Are we getting anything between BR4 and Mage? We are, because BR4 did get past him as we're going along. This battle really being there the entire race, pretty much. After BR4 screwed up and allowed Logan past. These two go alongside each other again down the straight. Are we going to get a similar situation to the last lap? By the looks of it, we are. Less than a half a hundredth. Into the chicane. BR4's gone very deep. BR4's gone very deep. He got on the grass. His car's been very unstable through that chicane. Major's got a 2-second penalty for what might have been a collision. As BR4 just came across and lost his car in the chicane, and Mage is not going to be happy about that. He's going to slow down. It's going to allow BR4 to go past again. The battle between these two intensifies. Nobles is going to get involved. Here we go. Nobles into 4th now. It looks like Mage is going to have to fight with Nobles. He is. BR4's got a decent gap up ahead. Logan's got a 5.5 second gap due to BR4 and Mage's fighting in the last few laps. And he's got 2.5 second gap to Nobles in 4th. Mage, who probably would have fancied himself for a shot at the podium, finding himself a little bit further back than he would have anticipated. So he's got in the middle of a Patronus sandwich. Maybe not anymore as Mage goes. Mage's going to take advantage of Nobles going very deep into the corner. Looks like Nobles had lost the position for good. His teammate's going to try and send it. The Patronus teammates are battling now. As Rainbow's going to get on through. Rainbow has got through. Whether that was ordered to let him past, we'll find out. But now the Patronuses are going at it themselves. The headlights coming up on Nobles' car. As Rainbow just shuts the door on him before they get to the chicane. Oh, and Rainbow's going to take a lot of that sausage curb. He's not going to be very happy with the time lost there. Or it might have not even been a time loss in the end because he's just gone. He's all the way right onto the back of Raging through the final corner. Not much spinning. Looking down the list, Mushalot's almost coming up to the back of the grid. Saw people get lapped in tier 2 earlier on. Here comes Rainbow on Mage. Is he going to try something on the inside? He is! They go alongside each other. Mage trying for a switchback. Is Rainbow going to shut the door? Rainbow does shut the door. And he does get 4th. That was a decent move to the inside on turn 1 on Mage. He's going to be incredibly happy with that move. See if he can try and make some sort of a gap between him and Mage now, where his team do what his teammate couldn't. He's got 0.7 of a second, which would suggest that he is slowly pulling away from Mage. He doesn't have anyone in front of him, so slipstream might turn into a huge factor here as Mage gets on the curb and his car is just sliding through a couple of the corners. He's just going to stay roughly the same amount of time back on Rainbow. Going up the grid, these first three are separated by quite a margin. Fourth is already 17 seconds off the pace of the guy in first. About 7/10 here, so we've got another three-way battle again with the Patronuses and Mage. Rainbow finally gets to hint. Mage doesn't. These two taking over their they're taking the sausage curds on every single lap at the moment. Car's getting incredibly unstable as a result. I've just found out that the guys put a Mercedes AMG, Mercedes Benz logo, sorry, over the top of the Mazda logo. Oh, Mage has come in! So Logan and Mage have come in on lap 9 of 21. And this is where we might start to see the difference in strategy. Logan and Mage gonna drop quite the far way back. Let's see, have we got any more battles? Down the list. Nope. Average J and McNasty are quite the way off. Logan has got come out in front of Simon. Mage has come out with a 3-second penalty for cutting the pit lane behind Simon by 8 seconds. So it's effectively 11 seconds, but we'll get to see whether or not that gets closed in. So no one's within a second of each other. The two Patronuses are just going at each other now, trying to close the gap. See if they can use the pit strategy to overtake Mage. They're 10 seconds in front of Sammy, who in South is 2 and a bit seconds in front of RDO and just in front of Logan, who has pit. As for actual racing, I think Noboards is the closest, as Rainbow goes over the curb again. You see, that's how you go over the curb. If you're going over the curb and you've got two wheels on, two wheels either side, that's probably fine. However, if you hit that sausage curb, that car's going flying. We've seen it multiple times today. That car will just go flying. Mushalot comes into pit. He's going to go on mediums. BR4's come into pit. Rainbow's come into pit, and Nobles have stayed out. So this is where the strategy becomes interesting, as these two going along as doing separate kind of strategies, see what works better. Nobles might go an extra lap or two. Depends on what he started with, actually. BR4 onto mediums, Rainbow onto mediums. Mushalot came out in second after cutting the pit lane. So he is still quite the way ahead of Logan, who is currently in second. I'm going to have to serve that 3-second penalty at the end of the lap, though, as everyone's still probably getting used to the pit lane penalties. You see Nobles in first, you've got Sammy about a second. Alright, so we might want to view this one, the Repsol sandwich. With audio in the middle. We've seen quite a lot of sandwiches involving the team of audio and Raging Mage, who isn't on my actual screen at the moment, so he should be quite a way back. See what's going to happen here. Still maintain the second to Logan, or he did before Logan starts to cut in. Ryan, Nobles, Sammy have to pit, that's for sure. I know that much. Still got a decent way to go. Logan right on the back of Ryan now. And Logan tries to make something work, goes around the outside of the final corner. Is he going to make it work? Round the outside he goes. But it looks like he carried way too much speed, and Ryan comes into the pits now. Logan carried way too much speed and probably messed up the final corner. So Logan is 8 seconds? Yeah, 8 seconds off of Mouchelot in first. Which allows, and he's 2 seconds ahead of Logan. Regin's been put behind Nobles and Rainbow because of his 3-second penalty for cutting the pit lane. Sammy got 3 seconds. Damn. That is a shame. I think everyone's still getting used to the fact that if you cut the pit lane now in GT, it's quite deadly. Logan about 2 seconds up. Let's watch. Down. No, no one's in decent gap. I guess we'll watch the Petronas again because they are the closest on the grid to each other. Noble's settling in a nice pace. Same with Rainbow. These tried to catch up to BR4. It might be an idea to try and use each other to get up to BR4. But we'll have to wait and see if that actually happens. You need BR4 up the road there. BR4 2.5 seconds back on Logan. It's looking down the list. About a second. This is the closest gap actually. Rainbow to Nobles. So we'll have to wait and see. See if we get any more battles, because this race is starting to just meander along. Everyone has done their pit stops now. So we'll see how long it takes before something does happen. It's 2.6 seconds now between Rainbow and Nobles. He hasn't able to close the gap in at all on BR4, who has closed in the gap on Logan though, who in turn has also closed in the gap half a second on Mouchelot. He still needs nearly 8 seconds of time though on Mouchelot, which, as we've seen from both the sprint and this current race, is quite the mountain of a task to try and perform. Needs a Mouchelot spin to make this interesting. We've got Logan just opening a gap again to BR4. See my phone just going to lolly at the moment. About 2.4 seconds, 2.7 here. And down the grid. Yeah, no, it's just 2 seconds is the closest gap. This is now the closest gap, BR4 and Logan. See if BR4 is able to close in anywhere near enough. 10 seconds between him and Mouchelot. 10.5 seconds between him and Mouchelot. Logan's still sat around 7, yeah. 7 and a bit seconds. Has got about 8-ish laps to go. About to go on to lap 14. Yeah, we're going on to lap 14 of 21 with Mouchelot. About 2 seconds slower than his best time. 7.9 seconds now between him and Logan. 3.1 on the other hand to BR4. And those skies got very dark very quickly. I would like to point that out. Those skies got very dark very quickly. It means we're either going toward nighttime or rain. Well, it could just be foggy, but it doesn't look like foggy kind of clouds. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Not sure if I can see any rain yet though, but we're going to need something to make this rather interesting. Logan's now within BR4 was within 2.4 before I mentioned something. Down the list, a couple of guys set about 2 seconds back. Still stay here as Logan's lapping roughly the same time as Mouchelot, who has been cruising today. It's about 2.9 seconds, and now Logan just cut half a second off there, off of Mushalot's time. Has to catch up, has to try and maybe make something work here. 7.3 seconds. Would take quite a lot for it to catch up, and jumping over curbs probably isn't a good idea in how to do that. Apologies. BR4 about 3.2 seconds back. Will Logan have enough time to slowly away? Not if he's making mistakes like that, he won't. That was a poor final corner. That's a very poor final corner, but he's managed to keep it on the boarding on the side there. It's about, yeah, he's just lost quite a decent chunk of time to Mushalot in first. Looking down, 2.2 seconds between Mage and Nobles. Oh, we've actually got a battle here. Here we go. Simon down the inside of Ryan into turn one. Looks like they're going side by side into turn one. Ryan's got the Simon's got the inside, sorry, and he's going to take full advantage of that inside. And Simon's going to get up to 7th. We might have a bit of a back and forth here, though, because Ryan doesn't look like he's giving up. 8 seconds gap between them and Sammy. Going into turn 3, Simon definitely still has the advantage. Simon looks like he's driving a bit better than his mistake-filled couple of laps at the end of sprint. But he's got nearly 8 tenths of a gap on Ryan now, that grass is not going to help. That grass has just gained Simon about 3 tenths of a second, and you should see Simon try to plug away at the time that Mage is doing right now. Down the grid, nope. The 1.3 seconds to closest. Yep, Logan's now within 8.5 seconds again, as Logan's just dropping off substantially when it comes to time. Mushalot has been in cruise control from the go, I think. As soon as the lap 1 or 2, Simon's just taking the flight on the sausage curb. 1.9 seconds up on Ryan right now. There's coming down a little bit. So he tries to eat into the gap that Mage currently has, which was 5.5 seconds, now 4.9 seconds. No one towards the front has caused any spins or anything like that. Quickest lap here from Simon is a 49.0. The 49.8 there, which is probably, yeah, it's faster than his times he was doing at the start. He's closed in a huge amount, may I just add, to Raging, who you can see just in the distance on the edge of the screen. Simon has closed that within from 5.5 seconds when we joined him to 2.5 seconds now in about a lap so time. On lap 16 of 21, you would expect Mushalot to win unless there's a mistake. We've gone back to cloudy skies. But there's still room for a lot of error to be made. Not usual, you'll see it from these kind of guys. About 4 seconds now between Simon and RDO, just blown him away. It's 2 seconds now between Mage and Simon, not 2.5. We go down the straight. Simon definitely has a tyre advantage. Has to have a tyre advantage. Going so much quicker. He was doing. Maybe it's just Mage made a mistake and now they're going similar speeds. Who knows? 149 is Mage did a 53 last time, so that's flight on the sausage curbs once again for Simon, who's lost quite a decent chunk of time just because he took that decision. It's about 2.5 seconds while we're going the rest of the grid. 2.5 between the Petronas teammates. 1.5 now between Logan and BR4. So we'll go and watch this. See if BR4 is going to mount a challenge anytime soon. I'm going to take a drink momentarily, but that way... my throat makes it to the end of the race. Already start to feel a bit punchy in the back of it. So it's less than a second, and as soon as I speak, that's not the case anymore. It's really close now between Logan and BR4 for the second position. They're both going to get podium spots. Mooshalot 11.5 seconds up the road now. I'm not sure if Mooshalot has lapped anyone yet, though. That's not the apex of the corner, but never mind, Logan. It's 1.5 seconds, so whether or not it's the apex or not, it worked. They're going up the straight now. BR4 just not eating into the time. Goes into the chicane. Logan finally does it right. Seeing someone do it right without taking flight for once. It's 1.2 seconds now, though. Right, it was before the chicane, and Logan's opened it back up. BR4 slowly running out of time. Oh, we've got the two Petronas guys really close. So I just have to jinx everything, don't I? They were within 0.6 of each other, and now it's 1 and a bit seconds. The time just doubled. Not fighting for a final podium, but this is they're going to go at each other. Constructors probably would just take. You would probably just take 4th and 5th, even though 1st and 3rd are in a team. Rainbow is about 0.6 of a second. He's still up on Nobles, who's probably got a chance now, considering Rainbow was incredibly drifty out of the corner. Looked like he was playing with rally cards rather than a Mazda. He's actually opened a bigger gap, which I didn't think would happen. Logan about 1 second as well. It's almost like everyone's getting camera shy. Every time I go onto a battle, people... Where's the yellow flag? Who's the yellow flag more often? Better off? Or is it just someone at the back? Yeah, it's just Average Joe. Average J, sorry. I don't know why every single time I see that name, because I saw we had someone named Joe in ours. I keep combining the two. It's now within a second between BR4 and Logan. Wait for that to go up because everyone seems to be camera shy and making moves for the last 6 laps. Rainbow and Nobles is about 1.3 seconds, and of course Logan is now 1.2 seconds clear of BR4 with what will be 3 laps to go. We've got rain again, boys. We've got rain again. It's just a shame that Dragon Tail didn't allow it to be proper rain. It's probably annoying rain, especially if you're a driver, but not proper. Not going to make much of an impact, I don't think. Yeah, just only a bit late. We're only on lap 19 of 21. Just slightly back, just slightly late, Charizard. For the last 6 laps, you haven't really missed an awful lot. There's a few battles in the early game. Rainbow getting all out of sorts through turn 2. Should expect Rainbow's time to come down a bit there. Yep, Noble now within the second. Either slipstream can take proper effect or not. We'll wait until final thing. We've got rain again. Rainbow decided that red asphalt on the outside would be very helpful to him. It's not going to help him in terms of fighting off Nobles, who's currently a bit quicker. But Logan and BR4 that's still fighting each other. Mage is on the grass. Just saw Mage in the background be on the grass. It is losing time to Simon, who passed him. That's the only bad thing about spectating on this game is don't have time between everyone like you do in F1, so you can get a pretty good look at who is overtaking at what time. So we got within 0.6 of a second here. Going down the straight into the chicane, we're going to have just over half a second between these two. Two teammates going at it. Simon looking to get onto the back of these two teammates by the time lap 21 gets around. That's the curb. That's probably not where you want to be. Going around the final corner now, see if he can use Slipstream to close that gap in even further. He will do, because Rainbow has just lost quite a decent chunk of time. It looked like Noble's getting far quicker. It did round the fire at the end of the corner. Straight looked like leveled it out. And no one's made a move into the first corner, as Simon has now got himself within a second of Nobles, as these Patronus guys look to fight off the oncoming surge from Simon in 6th. Simon has been flying since his pit stop. Got quite a number of people. It looked like the two Patronus were looking at each other there. The Nobles looked for a move. Simon looked for the railing. And Simon's just dropped back off the edge here because he's just overshot turn 3, 4, 5 by a mile, but it's 4/10 of a second between the two Patronus guys, as Rainbow now has to keep his cool through the last 2 laps of the race just to hold on. Going down into the hairpin. Looks like Nobles was a little out of shape there, lost a slight amount of time. See how well he can make it with Slipstream on the straight. Down the straight we go, into the end of sector 2, beginning of sector 3. 2/10 of a second. Are we going to get a fight into the chicane? We are not, because he's slightly too far back. They're not going to hit the curb. Simon doesn't either. Nobles will hit the second curb though. It's going to allow Simon back in to the battle. Less than half a second now. Going around the final corner. It's within a quarter, or was just about a quarter of a second momentarily. He's gained a little bit. Now within a quarter of a second for sure. Here we go. The two Patronus on the straight down to turn 1. Are we going to get anything? Are we going to have a look? Nobles looking to the outside. Pulls up alongside. But goes really deep into turn 1. And isn't able to make anything out of it. Simon's going to try and push Nobles here, as these three are right alongside of each other now. Looks like we might have a lap 21 battle. As we see Mushalot go into the hairpin. Nobles overtaken by Simon on the inside. Nobles get his car all over the place. And well, if he was going to fight Simon back, he's definitely not now. He's just lost all that time, and now his teammate is might possibly be a sitting duck to a Simon overtake again. It's been pretty common since on the second stint at the very least. Down into the hairpin. Down into the hairpin. Simon doesn't quite get it. Is Mushalot on the final corner? He is. Let's see if Simon can get him quickly before Mushalot gets onto the final straight. Simon is going to get alongside. Simon's going to get in front. Mushalot down the final straight. One last time. Comes to the inside. And Mushalot wins both races. Here in Dragon Trail. Fucking Croatia. I was about to say Serbia for some reason. Logan's going to come across in second. Looks like Simon did get Rainbow. Logan is going to come in second. BL4's going to come third. Simon did get Rainbow. As they come around the final corner, we're not done yet. Slipstream might still play a factor. Might do. Coming down to the line, it's going to be neck and neck. Simon is going to get fourth for his teammate. Nobles has overtaken Rainbow on the line. And Nobles is going to take fifth. Rainbow 6th. Mage's going to take 7th. RDO's coming over in 8th. Flying Sammy and Skittles McNasty are going at each other again. Whether or not there's actually going to be a battle here toward the final corner is a different question. Looks like Sammy might take 9th without a spin. And the flying Sammy comes down in 9th over the line. Skilled McNasty comes 10th. I had to get the winner over the line, right? I know there's a battle going on. I had to get the winner over the line. Come on. I had to bit in between. Had to get something. Yeah, I wish I could have seen the thing, but Mooshalot got over the line at the same time, so the bit where it's one of those, I had to make a decision. Well, and that's that. That's that for the day. That was actually quite interesting. There was a bit of that race where everything started to meander along. Simon started to catch up at the end of it and caused some good racing between him and the Patronuses. There was absolutely no way of stopping Mooshalot. Absolutely no way of stopping Mooshalot at all. Absolutely. Yeah. Alright, looked like Rainbow ran out of fuel at the end. That's what allowed for, well, Simon to pull away and his teammate to go through. That was... I quite like that. You see, it is Croatia. That's what I thought. I don't know why I was going to say Serbia. No idea. But with that, that's both the races done for Tier 2, both the races done for Tier 1. Wednesday, racing Tier 1.